Hello everyone, welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay. This one's going to take place on Shekarus Plateau. We have the Zerg opponent Thorn spawning in the top right as the red Zerg, and the blue Terran is myself, Ketroc, in the bottom left. Thorn's is about, I think he was about 10th in his Diamond League division, about 1800 Zerg. And I think I'm around 1800 myself, so pretty even match. Yeah, so more or less these days, my TvZ has been narrowed down to just Ravens, Ravens, and more Ravens. I just find of any build I do versus any race, this is by far my highest success rate. It just shreds Zerg. Partially because it's powerful, but I think mostly because Zergs have no clue how to react to it properly. When I do find a Zerg that builds a good unit combination, it is a lot of trouble, but for now, that's not that often that's happening. And the other thing is, I feel a sneeze coming on. Go away, go away. All right. I'm really starting to smooth out this build. Like, I'm sure if you looked at my previous videos where I do this, there's points in the game where I got 4,000 or 5,000 minerals. Actually, I had a game where I made 11,000 minerals banked up. Because it's actually hard to spend the minerals when you got this much gas coming in. Ah, that was a sneeze right there. Just got the mute in time. Let's do my typical fast expand build. The only difference when you're going Ravens is that I like to go 6 on gas immediately just to start stockpiling the gas. And I do go factory before orbital now. I mean, usually I have about 150 when I'm ready to make both, and I decided, you know what, it's probably more important for me to tack quickly to the Raven energy upgrade than it is to get the early orbital. So barracks then orbital, and obviously, sorry, factory then orbital, and obviously as soon as the factory's done, we're building the starport and the tech lab, and we'll do the swap. And then as soon as you got the mineral count for it, you'll probably want to get these 2 gas geysers going soon. There we go, there's my energy. Early Viking is always sweet, shut down any overlord scouting going on in the map. All he has to do is see the Viking and he'll pull back all his overlords, which is frankly the win for me. If I can kill overlords, it's a bonus, but I just don't like the fact that he'll have overlords scouting everything. And in fact, if I can take the Zelnagas later on, I can really take over the map site control, which is pretty huge when you're doing Ravens. Because obviously if you can intercept your Ravens en route, it's kind of a problem. But if your Ravens are sitting in your own base, or if they're sitting over their own auto turrets, they're pretty safe. I go pretty lax on the scouting now, because I'm doing Ravens no matter what, and I get up a lot of missile turrets no matter what, just to shut down his scouting. I used to scan him and say, well, let's see if he's doing Aspire. If he's not getting Aspire, I won't get turrets. But honestly, it costs you 3 turrets to throw down a scan anyways, because you miss out on that. Ooh, I did see 1 Raven and 2 starports. I doubt he is assuming mass Ravens, though. So here I'm throwing down the missile turrets. Yeah, I mean, a mule gets you 300 minerals, so just throwing down 3 missile turrets is the same cost as scanning, so I figure I'm going to try to shut down his scouting no matter what, so I may as well just go mass turrets even if he doesn't get Aspire. Heck, if I can keep an Overlord and Overseer from floating into this zone, all the better. So you did see my factories floating out this way, so now I'm... Ooh, this is actually close. He had a mutant nearby. Now I'm just sending out my factory this direction, and basically my idea with the factory is just to hide it in like a neutral corner or wherever the most hidden part of the map is, because I find a lot of times this game I will get overrun in my main base and I need to quickly throw down mass starports, and I need to make sure that the tech building required for starports, aka the factory, stays alive. So loading up this command center, going to take the space here. A little bit of bad luck. That's the same route he decided to fly his Mutalisk in towards. Whoa! Okay, a little misclick with the SCVs there, but that will be the fastest repaired command center ever. I think I pulled every SCV by accident. So loading up and going up out there again. And this was stupidity on my part. I kind of misclicked on the minimap, I guess, and I actually ran right into the sight range of his Zelnaga. So watch as Mutilis do another beeline and come right back to do the exact same kill again. This time I just decided to sack this. I want to keep his Mutilis down in this zone so I have a safe path out, because I will be flying over my Ravens, which got caught. Damn it. Same time as setting up 2 more expansions. Don't think he's caught sight of those Ravens though from the Overlord. Setting up auto turrets here, nice, and then immediately going to his expansion to do the same thing as expansion. Any second now. Now he's committing, I will throw down PDDs. At the same time, he is shutting down this expansion, but I got this one up more or less. Zerglings aren't going to be able to do squat against that. So this Overlord at least caught the expansion. Not sure if it caught the Ravens or not for him. And rebuilding this base. Also sending out more command centers. He does intercept my Ravens. I kind of figured he'd be sitting there waiting for me to move down to his third. But at this point I gotta commit to it. Don't have the energy for PDDs, so I may as well just throw down as many auto turrets as I can and force him to sit over the auto turrets if he wants to kill my Ravens. Oop, that's a bad rally Raven. No one's gonna die without me even noticing. I did notice that he was here because that's where I tried to expand to, so I'm gonna have to expand here instead. And this is something I'm getting a little bit better at, is trying to micro all this stuff at once. Like, trying to shut down these counterattacks, set up all my expansions, and set up all my attacks at the same time, and get the expansions fortified. That was kind of smart. He took out the missile turrets of the Zerglings, ran the Zerglings out before the fortress finishes, and then came back with his mutas to kill the fortress, because fortress is not fire in the air. Taking out this expansion. So I had to throw in auto turrets to keep this alive, and I think it was worth it trying to save this fortress, just since I actually got it into a fortress. This one was just sitting as a command center. And again, this, he may think he's doing great damage, like, oh, think of all these command centers I killed, but honestly, minerals are not that important to me when I'm doing this build. So if I send out 3 command centers and one of them turns into a fortified base and the other 2 get sniped, I think that's a huge win for myself. If I can get a fortified base for 1200 minerals, that would be awesome. So you can see I have solidified the whole left-hand side of the map, and now this base is, well, I kind of forget to build it up and get the gas going, which is the importance of it, but at least it's there. Another thing you have to micro is definitely make sure you get all your Vespians going at full tilt, which it seems I've been doing, which is good. Had my Ravens hanging out by the missile turrets here for safety until I was ready to move out. Now I do move out. Now I'm figuring the same thing's going to happen. He's going to intercept me if I run this direction, so I assume his mutas are going to be right here. I don't think I have the energy to scan, but I'm just assuming they're there. So I decided what to do as a 2-pronged attack, so he can't defend both at the same time. So sending out all my Marines to this base. And just trying to get them more or less together. And now he's going to spot that and send his Zerglings over. The Zerglings are going to get slaughtered. At the same time, I'm moving out my Ravens. He does intercept those, so I got to throw down a lot of PDDs right at the very beginning to keep him from like just massacring my Raven force. A couple more PDDs. And auto turrets are way better than PDDs, but you know, if I'm going to lose all my Ravens before I can get the auto turrets down, then you need to get the defense drones down. At the same time, my Marines cleaned out that expansion, and now they're in this base, and they're going to attack like 45 Overlords and not kill a single one of them. At the same time, sending out these Ravens, just scouting around, making sure he doesn't have any bases. Clearing the Zelnaga of that Zergling. I don't like him having sight. Sniping that Broodlord. I did clear out here with the Broodlords, but I got the expansion down first. Sorry, it's hard to follow all this. Corruptors are chasing my Ravens, so I'm throwing down PDDs as I'm moving, just to keep my Ravens alive while they're on, like, in transit. And now attacking this with all my Marines and all my Ravens here. You can see my Marines almost sniped the Hive, and the Ravens finished the job. And that is GG. And I probably should have slowed this game down at some point, going at 2 times speed with this much crap going on at once. It's kind of difficult, but hey, maybe we even kept this to 1 video. Alright, for today's thumbs up fact of the day, I'm actually going to be completing a request that's been asked me many times by you viewers, and that is to see my replays. And I'm actually going to be sharing all my past replays, at least most of them, and all my future replays to come. And I'm doing that through an FTP site. I did try out Dropbox like some of you suggested, but you can't actually share folders, so I figure FTP is better. And thank you to Madakal, or I guess I'm just pulling the screen here, this dude here, for suggesting DynDNS. And that will be the URL you're looking for here. It's going to be ftp://sc2.dyndns.biz. Do note this is FTP, not HTTP. It does make a difference. And that'll lead you to this site here. Do notice there's 2 subdirectories here. One of them is called 1v1 ladder. This is where I'm going to move all my 1v1 ladder matches to. And I'll move them in here, say, once or twice a week. Same goes for my other subdirectory, Evil Killa and I. This is my 2v2 partner. And you can see our stupid like Marine Cheese and Hellion Fortress Rush that we use to get to the top of Diamond, as well as a handful of 3v3s and 4v4s and 1v1s we play against each other. And everything else will show up in this main root directory. This is where all my replays get saved to automatically, so not only will it contain anything that doesn't apply to these 2 subfolders, but it'll also contain everything that should go in these folders but I haven't moved yet. So if you want to see my absolute newest 1v1 ladder match, it'll probably be at the bottom of here, as I probably only move it once or twice a week. If you're using Firefox, you can actually sort by date modified to put the newest replays on top. That does not work if you're using Chrome or Internet Explorer. So that's why I did the naming convention like this with a chronological number up front. That will keep everything in order, so the newest stuff will be on the bottom. Just to go over the naming conventions, EVT on Metalopolis, that's pretty obvious. This is the 2 opponents, Air Jordan versus Ketroc. And this is the length of the match, 18 minutes and 17 seconds, or 5 minutes and 44 seconds, or 18 minutes and 12 seconds. The number in brackets is actually our APM. The piece of software I used to save all these replays and set up this naming convention is called SC2 Gears, which is an amazing piece of software. I'd suggest it to you guys. However, the way they calculate APM is a little bit different, so this number in brackets is actually our APM, but I find this number is a little bit bloated to what you're used to on Battle.net. This could actually be more correct, I don't even know, but just keep in mind it's bigger than the number that you see on Battle.net. For instance, I remember watching the replay versus Viking Kong, and the APM average was like 180 he had. This actually says 210. Yeah, and I do have it up in Chrome here as well, in case you're interested with that. Just the old web programmer myself, making sure it works in all browsers. Yeah, so that's my FTP site. I'll put the link to this in the video description as well as my channel. And I think what I'll even do is for my future YouTube videos, in their descriptions, I'll put a direct link to their replays. But consider that an empty promise because I am lazy and I may not actually do that. If my channel ever gains any ground and I start getting good viewership to the point where people are actually using this FTP site, then I'll probably stay on top of it. But until then, it may or may not happen. But it's easy enough to find the replays here. Just go 1v1 ladder and you'll probably find it by the name. Yeah, so there's the link. Yeah, I think that's about everything I have to say. Thank you, everyone. Thumbs up and goodbye. And one final thing, I can actually add the winner of the match to the replay file name. Let me know if you want that there or whether I should keep that hidden and keep it a surprise for you guys. Alright, thanks and goodbye.